All right, folks, for the right person, I got one heck of a car here. Excuse me. I'm going to start this off, though, by saying this is a handyman special. What that very simply means is, mechanically, this car is fantastic. In fact, I got to tell you, I was absolutely blown away by how strong and well this car runs. But there's a lot of little things that need to be addressed. And it's up to you. Pick and choose what you want to fix. But let me tell you what it is. This is a 2005 Chevy Malibu. It's the newer body style because it's new enough to be that. We'll start it up. And the first thing I'd like to point out is there are no warning or check engine lights on, which is surprising. Although, I have to tell you, you see the gas gauge there? Sometimes it reads full, sometimes it reads empty. If it drops to empty, which it does it sometimes randomly, it will throw a check engine code. It's not a check engine code for, you know, something bad as far as like emissions, anything like that, but I just want to be straight up and tell you everything I know. It has something to do with the float regulator, whatever the heck that means. In fact, if I find the code, I'll put it in the listing. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, yes, you're reading that correctly. It's got 265,831 miles. That's why I was so amazed when I actually drove this car at how good it ran. In fact, I drove this car and I probably put, let's see, oops, wrong one, enter, info. Trip one, where is it? I know I said it. Enter. I don't even know how to use this stupid thing. Oh, anyway, I'll figure it out and I'll tell you. Probably, I got to figure 300-400 miles I put on this car. It's been pouring rain for like the last week, and I drove this car all over the place in the rain, and it does run fantastic. Now, let's start with the power windows. That's right rear, no problem. Right front, no problem. Let's come on around this way. Left rear, surprisingly, all the windows seem to work exactly as they should. The cruise control works, because I know I use that. Mirrors, yep, mirrors, like I said, there's gonna be a lot of little annoying things that don't work. So the mirrors aren't working, don't know why. Radio I know works, let me show you. There you go, because I've been listening to it. The heat, oh, get this, ice cold air conditioning, which again, surprised me. Nice heat. Oh, it's got this like little auto stick thing here too. It's kind of cool, you know, you put it into this L mode here, and you can actually shift it manually with this little button. So that's kind of neat if you're into that kind of thing. Wipers work. There you go. Horn. Yep, that all works. You will need to put a windshield in if you want to. I drove it. I don't care. It has a crack in the windshield, but it's not a fixable crack. It definitely is going to need, you know, a new shield. Oh, let's see, what else can I tell you about the car? Oh, it's got keyless remote entry. Yeah, so let's go. We'll check out the outside of the car. And oh, I gotta let you know, see, it does have some staining on the seats. I would highly recommend throwing a set of seat covers on this thing, because we tried to clean this thing up, and I mean, we got all the plastic clean, and you know, as you can see, the door panel looks fantastic. You know, it's great, but the seats are just stained beyond belief. This must have been a family car, and I gotta guess the people weren't real good about cleaning up after themselves. Oh, it's got, as you can see, check this out. It's kind of cool. I like this. The adjustable pedals. You can see them moving in and out. I think that's just a neat little feature. They did this on the later model cars, so that's kind of cool. And let's see, I think that's about it on the inside of the car. All right, oh, it's got traction control, anti-lock brakes. It's got all that good stuff. And I will demonstrate some of that for you. All right, let's do the outside. Let's do left front tire first. All right, let's put my little gizmo in there. And let's see, oh, come on, where is it? The tread here, there it is. Let's see if I can do this properly. That can't be right, these tires feel plenty of tread. Well, I gotta go by what the gauge says, so here we go. So it looks like we got about 4/32. So about 2/3 of the left front tire is gone. I mean, it's not unsafe. Like I said, I drove this thing all over the place in the rain, so, and it didn't feel bad, but that's up to you what you want to do. All right, let's see. That one's almost 7/32, so that's more than halfway on the right rear. Let's check out the left rear. And this one's got, yeah, that one's about 7:36. Yeah, a little bit over 6/32. Okay, so left rear, right rear, pretty good. And it looks like the right front is probably going to match the other side. It kind of feels that way. If I can get this stupid thing to work. And yeah, about 4:30 seconds. Okay, here's the moral of that story. What I would do, were I in your shoes of course, I'd swap the rear tires with the front. You always want your best tread on the front because they're the drive wheels. Up to you. Alright, this car does have some body issues. Nothing really that bad, but as you can see the hood's a little lifted. When we get around to that side I'll explain it. Right front fender's nice. Right front door is nice. The roof, as you can see on this side, is very nice. Let's open the car up. Take a look inside. Alright, and here you can see inside, very nice. Like I said, the seats are stained, and like I said, for probably 40 bucks, you can get yourself a nice set of seat covers and totally fix that problem real easy. Okay? But as you can see, it actually, all the stuff that people are going to actually see, it's a really nice shape. Here's your door jamb. Now we'll do your door frame. This is the right front door, just a reminder. And everything looks in really good shape. It's tough in the sun, I know, with the shadows and everything. I mean, I got no choice. I got to get this video done. I've been waiting for days for it to stop raining, but here's the door jamb on the right rear. Here's the rear seat, which this does look like, I don't know, I'll check it in the back whether it's a fold down seat, but, and as you can see, the little seat back thing just needs to be popped back on here. I don't know what the deal is with that. Again, stupid little shit, which is why, which is why I call this a handyman special, not a mechanic special. All right, here's your door frame. And coming down the bottom, you can see pretty nice. I mean, it's not perfect, but believe me, the price will be reflected on this car for the mileage, the condition, and everything else. So somebody's gonna, if you're handy, you're gonna get a heck of a deal. And that's your right quarter panel. Coming around, this is the LS model, V6. A couple scratches on the deck lid. Here's your, what you call it, rear bumper. We'll get underneath here. And then I just realized I didn't open up the trunk or the hood. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little bit of a break here and I'll open those items up so you guys can see. All right, folks, it looks like this has a pretty spacious trunk, as you can see, and it does have, it appears, the split 60/40 fold down seat. So of course that's always nice. You got your little cargo nets and whatnot there. We'll close this up. All right, now we'll start coming down the left side of the body. Left rear quarter panel actually looks to be pretty nice. Come up here, we'll check over the roof. You know, nothing but minor little, you know, dings or stone chips, whatever. I mean, you got to expect that with the mileage on this car. All right, here's your left rear door. I see one scratch. Sorry about that, stupid sun. There you go. And here's your rear seat on this side. Yeah, I know these shadows are playing havoc, but I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. Here's your left rear door jamb. There you go. And now, of course, here's your left rear door frame. So pretty solid, the body, you know, as far as, you know, rust and that sort of thing. There's really not any of that on there. This is your driver's door. You know, got a couple little dings in it and whatnot. Here is your door jamb. There you go. Oh, I forgot to start the car. I'll show you guys how this engine runs, and it's got to be running. There you go. Alright, left front fender actually looks pretty good. Now, here's where the tragedy is on this car, okay? If you'll notice, it looks like it took a little shot in the front here somewhere, probably on this side, because this definitely looks like a new headlight versus that's the other one there. Those headlights definitely need to be adjusted. I noticed that driving in the dark. You could basically, you know, just put a hood and, you know, this whole grill area if you want to repair. Whoever did this kind of did a hack job. Let me start this up. Oh, here we go. All right. There we go. Let you guys take a little look at the interior again, and this thing should idle. There we go. All right. Yeah, so as you can see on the hood, it's a little bent up and everything. I mean, I don't know how much it would cost you to fix it. I don't know if you'd want to fix it. For the price I'm going to be selling the car for, you may not want to do that, but it's up to you. But I got to say, I've been doing this for a really long time, and I don't get many of the 250,000 plus mile vehicles, but as far as that goes, this one is unbelievable in how it runs. I just couldn't get over that when I drove it, and you'll see when we take it for a ride. I'll take a look underneath. You can see maybe whatever's under there. I've never even looked under this car myself. It's funny, when I got this car, I never paid it any really attention, and I never even drove it. And then I figured, you know what, if I'm going to try to sell something, I at least got to get familiar with it, and I was so shocked. It was just funny, that's all. I don't see where I can rev this thing up. I mean, I know where it revs up, I just don't see where I can stick my hand without getting it caught in something. So I'm just going to shut up for a second, let you guys listen to the engine. Alrighty, I'm going to pop this out, put that where it goes, and drop that. Oh, just so you're aware, yes, the hood does latch and it does lock. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it popping open driving down the road, you know, anything like that. So I said, other than actually the front of this car, that's the worst part of it as far as the body is concerned. The rest of it actually is pretty darn nice. But you know what? Doesn't really matter. It all depends on how good does it run and how reliable will it be. Well, that's what I'm going to show you next. All right, folks, we're going to take it for a ride. Now, before you saw me start this car, it was ice cold, started right up and idled fine. You should always start an older, higher mileage car cold and warm. And here's a perfect example of why, because this car does have one interesting issue. I don't know what the heck it is. You start it up, and as you can see, it's warm, it stalls. So what you got to do, it's very simple. It's kind of like the old school, the way we used to do it all the time with carbureted cars. You just give it a little bit of gas. And as you can see, boom. Runs perfectly. But I don't want anybody getting the wrong impression or me telling you stuff about this car. I mean, I could have done a lot of stuff to make this car appear a heck of a lot better, but that's dishonest and I'm not going to do that. So as you can see, it does start, and it's funny, once it starts, once you get it started and running and everything, the car just runs fantastic. It never stalls, nothing like that. But I would like to bring that up and just show you that, okay? Now we're going to take it for a ride. It's, oh, you know, I don't think I said anything, but it is a 3.5 liter V6 engine. It's got the 4-speed automatic transmission. Like I said, this really blew me away. This car just accelerates, it's powerful, it's great. I mean, we're already at 50 miles an hour. What a car. Oh, and you know what's really cool? Let me hit this thing. Let's see if I can do this properly. Menu. No, wrong one. Info, that's what I want. Oh, 216 miles I've driven the car. I just found it. And economy, this car, I've averaged over 216 miles of city and highway driving over 25 miles to the gallon. That impresses the hell out of me. You know, I wouldn't necessarily call this a mid-sized car, but it's very easy, a good 4-passenger adult car, or, you know, a 5-family car if you want, if you have 3 kids. We're going to turn around here. Mechanically, like I said, engine is nice and smooth, quiet. Transmission shifts very smoothly, nicely. Any work you might have to do, I would say here, I'm going to really step on the gas here because I just pulled out in front of somebody in traffic. Yeah, we're over 50, we're at 55, almost 60 miles an hour already. I do hear on certain bumps a strut noise, so you might have to do a strut, which pretty much, you know, probably 60% of the cars on the road today have, you know, need struts. If you want to do it, it still handles fine and rides fine. It just has that clunky noise. Yeah, and that's about all I can really come up with. Like I said, I put quite a few miles on it to test this out. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to do a little brake demonstration. I believe this car does have anti-lock brakes because it's got traction control. So I'll demonstrate that, and I'm just going to pull into this lot, slam on the brakes, take my hands off the steering wheel, and, you know, keep your eyes on the steering wheel, and you'll see what happens. Here we go. Okay, here's what I'd like to point out. You probably couldn't hear this on the video, but I could. The anti-lock brake pump activated, and you can see the steering wheel did a little of that. It's supposed to. So this car, you know, does have anti-lock brakes, does have traction control, which I think are some nice features. Oh, I know what I want to tell you guys too. I think it needs a bulb in the right front directional because it blinks fast. I'm pretty sure that's the one that's out. I just thought of that. And if I think of it and I have this chance, I'll replace it, but chances are it'll just fall out of my head and I'll forget all about it. All right, so let's do a little recap on this baby. This is a 2005 Chevy Malibu LS V6 automatic, high mileage car, 265,832 miles. I'm declaring this a handyman special, meaning it's got stupid little stuff that needs to get fixed up, which I've gone over most of it with you. You got two choices. You can buy it cheap, because I'm going to be selling it very cheap, and you can keep it the way it is and just run it until the wheels fall off, or you can buy it cheap, because I'm selling it cheap, and you can fix it up and make it into a really nice car. Your choice. That's the beauty of how I do things. You know, you can make it as nice as you want, or leave it the way it is. All I know, the thing's never let me down in 216 miles. It started every single time. It runs fantastic. I've told you the issues about the gas gauge and the check engine light because of the gas gauge and the front end and all the other stuff. So you guys should be pretty well aware of what you're getting into. But I mean, tough to find a really cheap car that has good air conditioning, all the equipment this has, and runs anywhere near as good. Let's take a last walk around the outside of the car. I'll give you guys the full tour. Like I said, the sun, sorry about my hands, going to be in the way here for a second. Yeah, I guess I must have turned the camera off there. Oh yeah, so we're going to take a little walk around the outside, you know, step back, and you guys can get a good view in the sun of this baby. All right, here we go. Okay folks, so there you have it. Cheap car, later model, especially for me, and hopefully somebody will get themselves, who's handy with tools, get themselves a nice little car. Thanks.